To start with your pants, you're going to want to lay out your fabric, have it double layered, and keep it still and trace it all the way around. Once you're done with that layer, flip your pattern over and do another side that is also double layered. Now, with your fabric laid out flat, I'm using pins to secure the fabric together before cutting it. The shape might start to be coming together for you, as you can kind of tell that these are pants. While the pants aren't sewn together yet, I'm going to be actually making pockets for these things. I'm going to be using a t-shirt because it was fabric I had laying around. You can probably use any fabric, but t-shirt fabric works fine for me. So what I'm going to do is take the fabric, I'm going to lay it out, and how you'd make a pocket is when you lay your hand on top of the fabric and draw around your hand, almost like you're putting your hand in a pocket. So you know it as the size for something relative that you'd want to fit in your pocket. Then you can pin your fabric together and cut out the shape. Now, with all the pins set inside the shape, you can actually put your hand inside and make sure that it's actually a good size before you start sewing on to your pants itself. Now, the way I sewn this pocket on was actually the hard way, and it was not the way that I would recommend anyone doing it. Like I said, you're going to ignore what I do and try to follow my words because it's a bit confusing, and if you do the way I do, it'd be a lot harder. You're going to take one layer of the white that is pointed right here and attach it to the outside of the orange that is pointed right here where you want your pocket to be. Then you're going to take your other one layer of white and put it on the outside of the other one layer of orange. So when it's done, you're going to have your pocket on top, the middle of your pants, the other part of your pants, and then a pocket on the outside. So you're going to be creating a sandwich between them. You're going to pin right along the white and orange line that is being pointed at right here. Over and over. You're just going to pin it right along there and then leave it. You will have two flaps of a pocket hanging about. Leave them go. As long as your pocket is pinned right along that line right there, just leave them go, and we'll come back to it later and it'll fix up later. Next, what you're going to do is sew right where I'm pointing. You're going to sew a little bit below the crotch, which the detail will come out later how far, and then also below the pocket all the way down the pant leg. Also, what I was talking about before, this is where you will sew around the pocket. You're going to go right from pant to pocket. You're going to sew right along the pants and go right onto the pocket, and it's going to connect them. You have to be careful when you're going around the machine, but it's going to connect them to each other, and then you won't have to worry about actually making the pocket separate and then sewing it on. Just be sure not to sew the pocket shut. Make sure there's a hole for your hand to fit in, and then sew around on the hump. I marked lines on the crotch on where to sew down. You have to give space for the crotch area and the butt area because of this type of sweatpants that I used. They're supposed to be baggy on both sides, so they need room, and this is not a stretch fabric. So you're going to sew down that side, like I said before about that side. Just make sure you don't go any farther, because then that will cause problems. Then we have to actually start shaping the crotch and butt area. You have to pin the top two corners together. You pick up one layer on the left, and you pick up one layer on the right, and then you pin them together like a horizontal sandwich. You're going to do the same thing all the way up. You're going to take the top left and right and go from this corner to this corner and pinch them just like this and follow that seam all the way up. You might actually want to make that crotch area even bigger, whether that's adding a patch or adjusting your template, because this is not a stretch fabric and this is a template meant for stretch fabric, so it might rip on the crotch seam when you wear it if you don't give it enough room. Now, once they're actually sewn together, you can actually start seeing the pants take shape with the pockets in the right place and the crotch and the butt seams in place. Once all your seams are finished, you can add elastic in the waistband if you need, if you didn't use an elastic type fabric. And all that's doing is getting elastic, wrapping it around your waist like you're wearing a belt, cutting off, making it tight, like if it's a tight belt, and then sewing it. Then you take your pants and fold over the exact amount of the elastic. If you're sewing an elastic, you're going to flip your pants back inside out, and you're going to fold over the waistband with your elastic sized already and flip your waistband over like you're flipping inside out a sock, and mark how far down you need the elastic to go. And you're going to sew all along, say 1 inch down, so it's going to be a 1 inch fold. You're sewing all the way around, but you're going to leave a tunnel open on each side of the hole, and then using a safety pin and your elastic, you're going to weave it all the way through, and you're going to pull it with the safety pin all the way through the other side, and then sew your elastic down. I'll put a video link in the description actually showing how to sew elastic in a waistband because I forgot to film it. These are the pants in all their glory. If you have any questions, I will gladly answer them in the comments down below. These were a lot of fun to make, and the whole costume will also be linked down below so you can see how I made that as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe for more cosplay content in the near future.